So with the beginning, with the 5 main important points for writing stories, they are as 5 important points for writing stories. The very first point is story must be in the past tense. It should be in the past tense only. You may get the question in the present tense, but when you are writing a story, you have to write in the past tense only. The second point, which is a very important point actually, is title and morale. Title is very much important for a story writing. In title, you have to make sure that your title should not exceed 3 words, and plus it should be attractive enough for a reader to read the entire story. So it is very much important to make a title, and for a title it should not be more than 3 words, and plus your title must and should be attractive enough so that the reader is getting interest to go and read your entire story. The second part of the second point is moral. Moral includes your thoughts, your learning skills, whatever you are learning and whatever your thinking and thoughts are there, which you want to view and which you want to show in the story. So it is also very much important, that is the moral. Here you will going to write the one kind of a conclusion, that whatever you have learned from the story and what is the thought of the story actually. So this is the second point, which is very, very much important. Without this, your story will be incomplete, completely incomplete. So let's start with the third point, and it includes paragraph. Students in this points, they are doing mistakes. Most of the students, they are writing only one paragraph and they are not elaborating the paragraph. They are not bifurcating the paragraph. So it is an advisable for everyone to write the paragraph in 3 descriptive paragraphs. The first paragraph includes introduction of the story. The second part will be the main content. Here you can write more. This you can divide it into 2 more paragraph 1, paragraph 2. If you want. If you don't want, don't write it. Just write only 1 paragraph here in the between. And the third one is the conclusion, which is also known as moral of the story. What you really understood from the story. So this is the paragraph. This is the third point. And in paragraphs, there are 3 parts. One is called introduction. Second one is called as main content, conclusion and moral. So these are the 3 parts in the third point. The fourth point includes punctuations. Punctuations and quotes. Punctuations and quotes. Punctuations includes different kinds of marks like exclamation mark, commas, double inverted commas, single inverted commas, dash, hyphens. So these all punctuations which you can include in the dialogues. You can also use dialogues in your stories to make it more attractive, to make it more interesting. So in punctuation, in the fourth point, you can include your dialogues, punctuations with different kinds of signs, which will make your story more impact. ये impact ज़्यादा देगा. This will going to create a very good impression for your story. Now another part is quotes. You can give different kinds of quotes, or you can say thoughts. Like thoughts of the day we use, like old is gold, honesty is the best policy. These etc quotes are there, popular quotes are there. Okay, so these all quotes you can include in the main content and also in the conclusion. It is advisable to make it here as well. All the dialogue should be here, and in the conclusion you may go ahead with the quotes and different kinds of thoughts of a good people. And the last part is, that is fifth point, is called good handwriting. Bachcho, this is very much important. It is really very important. Good handwriting will create a very good impression in the mind of a reader. If your story is very good but your handwriting is not so good, the reader may not give such an interest to go further, and they may not read the whole story, and they will give 3, 3.5 or 2.5 or 2, even 1.5. So it is advisable for all the students to improve their handwriting and to make a mark. It is really very important. This is the one thing which create this all. If your handwriting is not so good, you are following all these points, then also you are not at all good. These main 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 points are important to score a very good marks out of 5 marks. If you will going to follow the steps, you may score 4.5 or 4 or 3.5 max to max. So students, it is advisable to follow my techniques in your paper and get a very good score in your language subject like English, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, etc. Thank you so much for